All right, you have made it. You're finally ready to get in the saddle. So let's go over mounting. Let's go over what we're going to do to get in the saddle. A few things we want to check on before we just go get in the saddle, right? You've gone through the check-in. You got them saddled up. We got our horse bridled. This is Beth. Oh, hey, Beth. And so this is going to be her first ride. So we'll see how this is going to go. But first thing we want to do in getting our horse prepared for mounting, we want to do a couple of things. First, we want to be able to yield the hips. So you did this on the ground already, just in the halter and lead rope. We're just going to do it with the reins now. So I'm going to grab my rein. I want to ask her head around here to the side, tuck underneath my elbow, hold on right here to my saddle. Right, just like we did with the lead rope. Nice and quiet. And then I want to ask these hips to go around. Ooh. All right. She's kind of walking more of a circle than actually yielding her hips, so that's just a little clue that she's still a little bit forward, but hey, that was good. We didn't have, what you're checking for in that is, one, you want to be able to engage and have them move, right? If they're really locked up and tight and you can't get their hips to disengage and to yield like that, that might be a problem. You might want to work on that for a little while until it gets nice and smooth. So that was pretty nice. Like, that worked out pretty good. I want to do that 3 times on both sides. I'm just going to do the other side 1 time, but I want you to do this 3 times on each side. So you're going to bend the head and neck around, stand here nice and quiet, make sure nothing's moving, and then turn and just get the hips to go around. Ooh. Nice. Release, come out, let your horse lick and chew. Right, we want to just get as much down regulation as we can before we get sitting up there. So do that 3 times on each side. Bend the head and neck, yield the hips. And you're going a full circle. Now, I did 2 circles. Do at least 1. Get at least 1 full circle. If you struggle to get 1 full circle, that's the thing to keep working on. All right, so we're thinking we're going to get in the saddle. Well, let's check a few things out here. This is one of my favorite training techniques that we have here at the ranch. It's affectionately called drunk cowboy. So we got to have our horses be kind of drunk cowboy brokers. We got to have them be able to have a drunk cowboy be able to mount our horse. So if that can work, then we're feeling like we're headed to where we want to get in the saddle. So drunk cowboy looks like this. First, make sure you get your horse's head and neck bent to the side, right? If they move, we want to be able to know where they're going to go, right? The hips are going to go that way. Now, for drunk cowboy, like I might, be trying to get my foot up here in the stirrup, and I just can't get it. I want you to kick the stirrup. I want it. Yeah, we want to find those things. We want to find these little hot spots. There we go. So now we just got that, right? We found a little hot spot. I kept at it. And we're going to release, come out, let her lick and chew. So there's a little tight spot. I want to check that a few more times. Drunk cowboy is about being kind of random in your movements and having lots of touch all around your horse. If your horse is kind of sketched out about you being in tight and then touching your horse, don't ride. No, we're not ready. Your horse isn't ready. Oh, girl. All right, bend the head and neck to the side. Let's go right back to the thing that was just a problem. Now I want to just kind of bump that stirrup. Let that touch underneath her. What about my knee underneath here? Can I get both knees? How about touching up here to the hip? Good. How about the shoulder? Nice. All right, we want to be able to get up here and not be able to get on and be able to just slowly. Nice. I want your horse to be able to handle this level of pressure and be able to stand still. Right? If they can't, we really want to question whether we want to get in the saddle or not. Love this. I'll look at Beth, head down, licking and chewing like she is coming down. All right, let's do this other side. Let me get her for a little better angle. Ooh, right there. So I want to come in and do the same things. I want to touch all around all of the space that I'm going to be trying to get in the saddle. You know, can I touch to her shoulder? Bump this stirrup underneath. How about my knees touching her belly? Foot up here to the hip. Oh, fantastic. We want to be able to do all of that and have our horse not move. Right? We want to be able to stand still, be relaxed. We got soft ears, soft eyes, head down. Like this is looking really good. This is what we're looking for. Is to have our horse be down regulated, calm, quiet, and be able to stand still under that level of pressure. Then we're going to get in a saddle. All right, so to review, you're going to come in and yield the hips, get a full circle, 3 times on each side. Then you're going to do drunk cowboy. You're going to just go do drunk cowboy. Like do whatever you think a drunk cowboy might do to get in the saddle. Right? Check for those little hot spots. You want to find them before we're in the saddle. So, all right, now let's get in the saddle though. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We want to bend our horse's head and neck to the side. And then I want you to get your foot in the stirrup. And what I see a lot of people do getting in the saddle is they're over here. Let's see, let me turn this angle here. Ooh. No, that's not going to work either. Ooh. Let's do it this way. I see a lot of folks putting their foot in here like this and then trying to climb up over their knee. That this is putting a lot of counter leverage, right? You got your butt, all of your weight over here trying to go up over your knee. So what I want you to do, put your foot in the stirrup, open this knee up and get nice and close, like stand right next to your horse. And then you're just going to stand straight up on this left leg. If your horse moves a little bit, we're just going to move with him. So here's the first thing I want to do. I want to be able to get this. I'm standing in close. I just want to stand straight up. Checking this. Like if your horse twitches and glitches and starts moving around right here, that's a problem. Dismount, bail, get out, quit. But you know, we want them nice and quiet. Good girl. So I want you to do that 3 times on each side. Again, bend head and neck to the side, foot in the stirrup, open up my knee, get nice and close, and then I want to be able to stand straight up. And I didn't do it slow. I'm not doing it sneaky or creepy. Like, just stand up. If that's a problem, we got homework to do. You missed something. So, nice and quiet, 3 times. There's 2. Come back down, hop up. I mean, I'm moving around like I want her to know, you know, I'm gonna feel like this. Ooh. There, we found something on the hip right there. Good girl. I want to make sure she feels good about all this touch all over the place. Now you do what you're capable of. But if you're feeling kind of fearful of reaching around and touching your horse, I just want you to know your horse feels that. They know what's going on the inside. They can feel what you feel like. So we want to be confident. Nice and confident when we get in the saddle. Okay, I'm going to go over here on this side, and then we're just going to get in the saddle. Again, this is Beth's first ride. All right, here we go. Now, when I get in the saddle, I'm going to want to keep her head and neck bent to the side while I'm just sitting here. I want to be able to sit here and just keep her head and neck bent to the side. And if your horse moves around like this, it's a good thing. Just let him move. Right? This is her just trying to figure out what's going on. I'm going to keep her head in though. I'm not going to let her head get out straight. With your horse's head and neck bent to the side, you can pretty much predict the movements. She's going to walk this way. Her hips are going to go that way. I can feel pretty confident that I can sit here and let her work that out. So fantastic. So I'm in the saddle, we're sitting still. Now the first thing I want to do is I want to yield the hips again. This is our kind of our little safety check. We're going to do some things and then yield the hips. Because if we can't yield the hips, if we can't get her to start, or if we can't get her to stop, right, there's our problem. So let's start with this. We're going to yield the hips. So I'm going to put my left leg back and just cluck. I want those hips to go around. And then I'm going to release. Whoa. Perfect. I just want to turn the motor on and then turn the motor off. So she walked around and then she shut it off. Now this is her just doing it on her own. She's pulling pretty hard on this bit, like she hasn't really figured out how this bit works. So, you know, your horse might pull on you a little bit. I'm just going to keep her in here and she'll figure that out as we go. Okay, now, the next thing we're going to do. Go girl. Go girl. So now that we're, let's see, let's stop the video right there because that's getting us into the saddle. And then the next video is going to be once you're in the saddle on some things that we're going to do. So this is mounting, getting in, sitting down, yield those hips, and just, you know, letting your horse find some comfort. Like right now, Beth's got a little questions. You know, her feet are just kind of walking around a little bit. So this is getting in, mounting.